My name is Schifano, and today I will be talking to you about practicing. Have you ever wanted a goal so badly, but you didn't know how to get it? Practicing may be for you. Now you may ask yourself, how will practicing benefit me? Practice can help you break a bad habit, develop a new skill, maintain a skill that you may have already learned, and overall help you achieve your goal. Along with the benefits come hurdles of practicing. Some of the hurdles include bad habits, convincing yourself that you're better than everyone else, becoming injured, or just getting tired and not loving what you're doing anymore. The hurdle that I've had the most experience with is injury. About 2 years ago, I fractured my elbow, and I had to go through over a year of physical therapy to get back on the field. While I was in physical therapy, I had to keep hope that I could get back on the field and be as good as I was before. You always have to remember that you aren't the best. My mentor, Mr. William Ray, says that once you tell yourself you're the best, you've just put up a giant mental barrier that some people may never overcome. It can end careers because other people get better while you just stay the same. You have to remember that you can always improve yourself. It's important to pace your practice. You don't want to overwork, and you also want to keep it fun, because if you love what you're doing, you'll do it more effectively. It's also good to try new ways to help keep it fun. And if you don't have enough time, maybe take a little something that's not important out at the end of your day for a little bit of time set aside to go practice. One of the most important things to know how to do when practicing is correcting a bad habit. I found it's much easier to do it correctly the first time than to do it wrong and come back and do it right. My mentor, Mr. William Ray, says it can take anywhere between 800 to 1,500 correct repetitions of a skill before the skill is completely covered. Because a bad habit never truly goes away. It's just covered by a good habit, which has to show under pressure. He also emphasizes how important it is to work with the coach, because the coach might see something that you yourself are not seeing and fix it before it gets too bad. So, are you ready to start practicing? If so, that would be an excellent decision. It's always good to keep a progress record once you start practicing, so that if you ever decide that you may want to stop or this isn't for me, you can look back and see how far you've come and think, why stop now? It's always good to keep throwing challenges at yourself, to climb the ladder to the next floor on the skyscraper to greatness. When practicing, you have to remember to practice perfectly so that there is no room for error. You may ask yourself, how do I practice perfectly? Well, you have to practice for every scenario that may be thrown at you in a game time decision or a test. It's also important to maximize every rep so that you don't develop a bad habit or become injured. It's also good to make it fun, to keep loving what you're doing so that you'll want to do it. How you practice is how you will play in that game. So if you practice perfectly, you can play in that game perfectly. Now you're on the home stretch. You have the tools you need to go out and practice. You'll start seeing benefits of practicing nearly immediately. It'll be vital to you achieving your goal, whether it's academics, athletics, or the arts. So get out there and go practice.